So I'm going to ask you guys, what has society become? Toxic. What has most, not all, but most women, what did most women become? Not all, but most. Toxic. So therefore, that is why we make this video today. Men are avoiding society and women in general because what do men want? Peace. To be able to feel like themselves, to be able to do the work they need to do, to feel like themselves, to have energy to do it, to feel good, so they can protect, provide, and do the things men need to do. There's just 100 things, bro, that you hear from the average woman's mouth nowadays. And it just tends to be men's fault. And I'm not saying all men are saints, I'm not saying all men are good. But there's a lot of good men out there, and I know that for a fact because I know many. And they're deserving and they're worthy of a good woman. And no matter how good you are, you could be single for the rest of your life if you don't find the right match for yourself. You most definitely could be. So, men are avoiding everything that is not good for them. And you should. You deserve better. Women today think they can do whatever they want, which, okay, you can, but you can't do whatever you want in a relationship. There's a standard, and if you don't like the standard, you can be single, and that is your choice. But there's rules for both parties in a relationship. There's things you do, and there's things you don't do. Is that wrong? Is that toxic for me to say? Is it controlling? Or is it common consent? Which one is it? You already know the answer. But today, things have become so crazy that women have forgotten that they have to play their part. They just think they can do whatever they want. And you can if you want to be single, but you can't if you want to be in a relationship with the man you want to be in a relationship with, because you have to make him feel the way he wants to feel, as well as he will do that for you. But that's what it comes down to. So if men aren't getting that, of course they're going to walk away from a majority of women. Of course they're going to be single until that woman comes around. Of course. Do you guys understand the rarity of being able to date some girl or be in a relationship with some girl that meets your standard look-wise, that's healthy, that brings value to the table? Doesn't have to be financially, it could be in other ways. Makes you feel the way you want to feel, and is loyal. Do you guys understand the rarity of that? And you guys understand how easy that is to actually do? Because men are not hard to please. It's incredibly easy, but women today make it so effing difficult. Overcomplicating things. It's just all about their world. It's all about their perception. You couldn't possibly live the way you want to live because it's a problem. They want to implement their strategy. They want what they want when they want it. If they feel like doing something outlandish, they'll do it. And this doesn't go for just women in general. It goes for most modern females today. Not all, because clearly some people in the world's getting it right. Clearly. But most ain't. Am I just talking out of my ass here, or are these facts? Because last time I checked, these are the facts. You could be perfect. They will find a way to mess that up. Thinking they're the ones that are perfect. Trying to tell you this and that. When there's 100 things they do that just ain't right. It's insane. But you can't bring facts to the table to them because you're a bad person if you do it. You made them look bad. You did this, you did that, you. You did this. You made me feel this way. It's ludicrous. So it is very difficult today for a man to win in relationships. There's a reason I was single up until 29. From 21 to 29 I was single, 8 years. There's a reason for that. I probably shouldn't have been, but I was. It took time. The only choice for a man today is to hit lightning in a bottle. It's harder to get the right woman in your life that meets your standard than it is to become massively successful. That's how hard it is. And it's hard to become massively successful. That is how difficult it is, because at least it's in your hands. Your own success is in your own hands. A relationship is half in your hands. So the whole other half is in somebody else's hands. That most of the time is an emotionally erratic creature who can't keep things together, who just can't seem to make the right choices, who is unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to do. Like it's just, that part is out of your hands. So that's what makes it so difficult. And for them to actually want to have similar core values as you have. It's extremely hard, extremely difficult. And let's say looking back years ago, I've talked to many different females, many different talking stages. Some of them met my standard looks wise, let's say, but it seemed like everything else was just messed up, like everything else. So there was nothing I could do about that. There's certain women I would never commit to. Most I would not. And that is why. I myself have walked away from society a long time ago. It was a bunch of BS. At the age of 21, I learned that majority of women are BS. You can't trust them. And I never believed all women are that way, because some people go through experiences and they actually believe that. How could you believe that when there's actually healthy relationships out there in the world? You have to have at least that amount of faith. You can't just think all women are that way. Most are. But you can't think all of them are. Because then you don't end up in the situation that you want to be in. You have to keep that faith. You have to keep working and moving forward in life as if it is out there and it exists, because it does. It's just rare. And you have to be who God put you on earth to be until the time comes. Keep pressing forward. Life is tough. It's a challenge. Relationships today is like 20 times, probably more than 20 times more complicated than it used to be, from all the delusion that's going on. Social media has corrupted the minds of many women. A lot of fake stuff going on. A lot of them are fake. They act a certain way, and when you get to know them, it's like, what the hell? It's a pretty scary thing, and those are most situations you will find yourself in. That is why you can't expect anything from a woman. You have to be open-minded and figure it out for yourself. Instead of putting her on a pedestal, thinking she's something that she's not, you have to see every individual in life, not just women. Your own friends, your own family. You have to see everything, including society, for what it is, the government for what it is. This is what being awakened is really like. Instead of thinking in a false sense of a reality, because that's what a lot of us used to do. And look where it got us, burned. It got us mentally and emotionally injured at those times because you didn't see it coming. You didn't think it was a possibility that things like that could have possibly happened, but it did. And it will happen again if you think in a naive way. You have to think with your head on straight. You can't start thinking in a way that things aren't. You have to know exactly what you're dealing with at all times. That's going to keep you safe as a man. And not in la la land, because most women want to take you there. Most women have all these problems and they want to take you to a false world. And you can't listen to that. You have to see things for what they are and not for what they tell you with their words, but rather for what things really are. And if you can stay in that mind frame as a man, you will be just fine. Because I feel all you guys out there dealing with the dating pool and the dating scene out there, I feel for you guys. It is a rough patch. There's many men like us that should never have struggled whatsoever with our dating lives, but you could be the best thing on earth. You could be the hottest thing since sliced bread. You will still struggle. Because that is how bad things have gotten today. That's how much delusion is out there today. And women don't care enough to be the best they can be for a man. They don't care enough. They want what they want when they want it. That's their mindsets. That's 99.9% of women's mindsets. They just want what they want. They don't really see themselves having to live up to anything or to impress a man. They might do little things at first to try to do that to get themselves in the door, but you guys are going to see something else, bro. When you deal with majority of them out there, because real women will continue to put in the effort. They will continue to put in the time. They will continue to want to show up for you, to be attractive for you, and to keep things nice and for things not to fall apart. But others, it will not go that way. They'll get comfortable way too quick. They'll get disrespectful. They'll start to do things. And if you let these things happen as a man, it will start to take control. It will start to affect your life in a negative way. You won't even be able to think straight. You ain't going to know what to do. You're going to end up stuck. And these are certain situations that a lot of men are in today, and you cannot let happen as a man. You have to have control over your life. And you can't let nothing or nobody get in the way of that. And if you do, it's game over. And this is why most men are leaving behind society in general. They're leaving most women behind. I've heard it in the words of other women. 90% of women are no good. This isn't me saying that. Other women have said that. 90%. And it's believable, because if it wasn't, things wouldn't be the way they are today. And as a woman, not me, but as you ladies might be viewing this, you just have to take into consideration that you can go a long way in life if you just reflect, have some self-accountability, have a desire to want to be better, not only for a man, but for yourself, for your own friends, loved ones, family. Like, it goes a long way, because a lot of women today, bro, they're out of control. Like, they're out of control. They're doing wild things, like, all the time. It's not just like once a year. It's like all the time, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, wild things. That's unacceptable. So the only choice that you have as a man, before I end this video, is that you have to hold a standard. You have to stick by that. And if that standard gets broken, you have to break off whatever is going on in your life so you can continue to live by that standard, because everything will go to hell if you don't. If you let things slide, everything will eventually go to hell, because the only thing that's going to happen is more and more bad and no good. So, as a man, you have to have a standard. It's called a man with a standard. And you run the show, bro. Like, you're the man. You're the leader. Like, you run the household. And if they want to be single, they can run their own household. But that's the way it's going to be. And it's not like you're just in charge and in demand 24/7. But you hold that firm standard of what things are going to be, because you are a logical man. There's a reason that men have been leading since the beginning of time, and women have followed the strongest men for survival. You leave a woman to her own devices, you let a woman lead, you're going to see what's going to happen. And I understand there's women today leading their own lives, and that's perfectly fine. You have the right to do that. But when it comes to a relationship, men have always led. Always. And even if you're a woman and you want to reverse those roles and you want to lead and have a man that is following, then that is up to you. But have fun in a relationship like that. Have fun. Let me know how that goes. Let's see how long that lasts. Let's just see. This is not a biased video. This is not anything like that. It's just pure fact. And if you don't go by the facts, you're going to see what's going to happen. Failure. And as a man, you don't want to fail. I don't want to fail. None of us want to fail. So we must do things correctly. Otherwise, it's going to be that life is what it will be. So I hope you guys enjoyed this take for this video. I'm going to carry on now and hit the gym here shortly and get a good one in. I'll see you guys in the next clip. With that being said, God willing, God bless. See y'all at the top.